If you have a narcissistic parent, they might make you feel like you're never enough. Here's why. They exhibit grandiosity and superiority. Many narcissistic parents have a distorted self-image, with an arrogant view of who they are and what they do. Individuals around the narcissist are frequently treated as tools or objects to be used for personal gain. They set unrealistic expectations. Narcissistic parents are extremely preoccupied with their own emotional needs, believing that they should always come first and expecting others to meet their needs immediately and without question. Manipulation. Common examples of narcissistic parental manipulation include blaming, shaming, negative comparison, guilt-tripping, and manipulative reward and punishment. Inflexible and touchy. When it comes to their children's expected behaviors, narcissistic parents can be extremely strict. They control minor details of their children's lives and can become agitated if the child deviates from that expectation. Some narcissistic parents are also sensitive and easily irritated. Lack of empathy. One of the most common signs of a narcissistic father or mother is the inability to be mindful of and validate the child's own thoughts and feelings. Only the parent's thoughts and feelings are important or valued. Marginalization. Most narcissistic parents are threatened by their child's potential, so they make a concerted effort to undermine that potential by marginalizing their child in a desperate attempt to maintain their superiority. They may nitpick, judge, criticize, compare, and dismiss their successes or emotions. Superficial image. For some narcissistic parents, social media is a magical place where they can constantly feel good about how wonderful and envy-worthy their lives are. Dependency. Some narcissistic parents expect their children to be their caregivers for the rest of their lives. Dependence can be emotional, physical, and/or financial. Jealousy and possessiveness. Because a narcissistic mother or father frequently hopes that their child will be permanently influenced by them, she or he may become extremely jealous of any signs of their child's growing maturity and independence. Any perceived act of individuation and separation, such as choosing one's own preferred academic and career path, making friends who are not approved by the parent, or devoting time to one's own priorities, is interpreted negatively and personally. Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition in which people have an unreasonably high sense of self-importance. They require and seek excessive attention, and they want others to admire them. People suffering from this disorder may be unable to understand or care about the feelings of others. They can have a self-centered, arrogant way of thinking and acting. A narcissistic parent is also someone who can be possessive, living through their child's experiences. Narcissistic parents who are overly attached to their children may view their child as the golden child or one who can do no wrong. This is because their children are viewed as an extension of themselves and boost their own self-esteem. These parents may think, "Look at how perfect my child is. Didn't I do a good job?" Children learn to fit into the molds that their parents create for them, which can cause anxiety in the child who constantly suppresses their own personality to please the parent. To have a stable life, the child of a narcissistic parent must follow the parent's agenda. Asserting their own feelings or thoughts may result in problems with their parent, such as anger, tears, or punishment. This teaches the child that their feelings and thoughts are unimportant, invalid, and insignificant, leading them to suppress their own feelings in order to keep the peace at home. There are other instances when the narcissistic parent sees a child's, including an adult child's independence, as a threat, and blackmails the offspring to exist in the parent's shadow, with unreasonable expectations. Children look to their parents for unconditional love, support, and consistency. Narcissistic parents tend to use their children as a prop or device to meet their own needs. A parent with narcissistic personality disorder is unable to provide adequate attention and nurturing to his or her children. Their entitlement frequently leads them to mistreat their offspring. They use them as a scapegoat, blaming them for their actions and believing that the child can do nothing right. Self-interest, self-absorption, and extreme self-admiration drive narcissistic parents, potentially resulting in long-term consequences for their children. Professionals can often overlook the damage caused by the narcissistic parent because narcissists can be attractive in their presentation, displaying a positive image of how they wish to be perceived. Behind closed doors, however, the child often experiences self-suffocation and struggles with loneliness and distress. As the narcissist does not accept responsibility for their own mistakes or behavior, the child believes that they're the one to blame. A child growing up with a narcissistic parent inspires the belief that I am not good enough. At the best of times, narcissist behavior can be difficult to manage. For a child, it can be extremely unpredictable and unsettling. As young children cannot simply leave their families, they foster hope by sacrificing their own self-esteem and blaming themselves. The child internalizes the belief that they're the source of the problem, thinking if I was better at this or that, my parents would love me more. The parent's own belief that they're the perfect parent only serves to reinforce this, as they perceive any resistance or negativity from the child as being the child's fault. A baby is born with a need to be loved and never outgrows it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.